Hi everyone, this is Farah and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new and welcome to FeBAGuary. If you have not been following this series on my channel, every single day, so all 28 days for the month of February, I'm uploading a daily handbag video. This has been quite challenging, but also a lot of fun and exciting, so I hope you've been enjoying it. Every single week, I'm doing a new handbag unboxing or reveal on this channel, bags that are new to my collection, bags that have never been shared on this channel, and at the end of it all, I'm gonna go ahead and upload my entire handbag collection video, which I know you guys have really been wanting, and I'm excited to do that. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers this year, so I would be so thrilled if you could help me along that journey. But let me go ahead and get started on the video for today, which is going to be my entire luxury handbag wish list for 2023. I've done wish lists like this before in the past that have included other items luxury too, but this one I'm going to focus solely on handbags. To be honest, as time has gone by, so I started collecting luxury handbags starting in 2018, so 2018. So this 2023, we're going on about 5 years. I've gotten to a point where I think I'm starting to get to purse piece, to be honest. You know, purse piece to me means where my handbag is a collection of items that I'm really happy with, that I don't feel like I constantly need to buy new ones or change them. I am somebody who, if I buy a bag, unless I'm absolutely not using it or fallen out of love with it, or maybe bought it for the wrong reasons, that I'm gonna end up keeping it in my collection. I'm not somebody who really likes to constantly buy and sell, just because to me, I personally find that very exhausting. So I really try to think long and hard about my luxury purchases. I think pretty much every single bag that I bought, especially my luxury bags, I've really thought a lot about. And then that purchase has been a big deal to me. So same goes for what is on my wish list for this year. These are bags I've been wanting usually for not just months, but sometimes years, and I just haven't pulled the trigger on. And oftentimes there are bags that continue from year after year that I haven't maybe gotten in 1 year, but I plan to get in the future. So this year, because I feel like I'm at the point where my handbag collection is achieving purse piece, and I'm really happy with the bags that I have. I have bags that I love from Louis Vuitton, Dior, Chanel, Gucci, that I don't feel like I need to add a whole bunch of bags to my collection. Now I'm just venturing into brands that I think I have never really delved into before, just because I kind of wanted to get the ones that I was lusting after more in the beginning first. So the brands that I would be interested to add to my collection, because I think I'm kind of at a point where I want to have things that are a little bit more fun, or try out other luxury houses, just to kind of see how those items are, so I can kind of compare it to what I have. And the luxury houses that really excite me are Fendi, Saint Laurent, and I think Hermes as well. Those would be probably the top three. I also don't own anything from Prada, so that would be another one I would be interested in. And I don't have anything either from Burberry, Celine, Loewe, Bottega Veneta. So those are like other luxury brands that I would be interested in. But to be honest, the bags, if I think about the ones I've been thinking about for years, that every time I see just kind of really sparks my interest. If I've seen it on the street, if I've seen it, you know, on social media, seen it on a picture, I'm just mesmerized by it, are really coming from just a few of those fashion houses. So for me, probably the bag that I want the most is the Fendi Peekaboo. I've always really liked the House of Fendi. I really think the Fendi baguettes from their time in Sex and the City, I just always loved it. And the Peekaboo bag, I think, is just such a stylish, classic bag. And if you have seen from the bags I have on my channel, I usually prefer classic, timeless pieces. Some trend bags maybe here and there, but generally speaking, I think my bags year after year I can continue to have, and that's really the type of bags that I prefer. I don't feel the need to always have the most trendy bag. I oftentimes, when a bag comes out, I kind of see how it wears on other people, how it looks, how over time it kind of plays out, and then usually it's years down the line, I'm like, okay, you know what? I still am thinking about that bag. I'm still loving that bag. And that's what tells me that, okay, this is really a bag that I want to add to my collection for the long term. And the Fendi Peekaboo has been one like that. I think that bag for years I've been thinking, first of all, I just love the name Fendi Peekaboo. It's just so cute to think of that interior peeking design that you can see on the bags. I love the structure of it, that kind of trapezoid shape I think is really classic, reminiscent of a lot of Hermes bags, kind of like the Kelly, I think even the Birkin a little bit. So I think it kind of gives that little more of a heritage look. And I just love how it is top handle. It can also be crossbody, shoulder, because I always love that type of versatility in my bag. So the Fendi Peekaboo bag is probably the top one. I have thought about the Fendi Baguette, but I have tried that on, and to be honest, it just never sparked that, joy in me, kind of like the Fendi Peekaboo did. The Baguette bag I think is beautiful. I loved its history. I love seeing it on other people. I love all the designs and styles of it. But if I had to pick between the two for the most popular Fendi, bags, I would pick the Peekaboo. So I would love to add a Fendi Peekaboo to my collection. I think I would be, I'm not sure, I'm one of two roads. Either a very classic, black or neutral shade bag with maybe like the Zucca interior lining would just be classic in my opinion. Or I could also go the other direction and go really fun and go for like a bright, bold color. I know they have some of those tricolor ones where the interiors have like those pop of colors that I love, and then the exterior is also a really fun color. So I'm not really sure. What I think I am sure about is I would want one that is either in the mini or medium size. I'm not quite sold on which size yet. I really like both for different reasons. So I think either a mini or medium Fendi Peekaboo in either really just neutral classic shade or maybe a fun bright pop of color, depending on what kind of sparks my interest. So that would probably be the number one bag that I would love to add this year. I've been really, once I start realizing that, okay, this is something I really want for this year, I get really into it and start searching for it. And as you guys know, I really like finding things on the pre-loved market. I think especially for Fendi bags, the Peekaboo, it loses its value really quickly. The resale value is not that great. So you can find some amazing deals on the pre-loved market. I actually plan to do a video on kind of buying pre-loved, because a lot of my bags are bought pre-loved, kind of my tips and tricks where I buy from. So if you're interested in that, again, please hit subscribe below and the notification bell so you'll know when that video is coming. But I just am gonna be scouring all the sites that I usually watch for and just seeing if something comes up and a good deal comes up, and probably if it does, I'm gonna go ahead and make that purchase, and it would be amazing if that happens before the end of this month. So we'll see if I get lucky there. Then the next bag that I think I would be interested to get is a Saint Laurent bag, and to be honest, I think the reason I want the Saint Laurent is just because I see it everywhere. It's all over social media. And a lot of the people that I love to see their outfits and styles for inspiration. So I feel like it's such a popular bag, and I honestly think that's why it's catching my attention. I have tried on those bags in store, and to be honest, it is really good quality. I really do like the looks of it, but I don't want to go adding, all of them. So I'm not quite sure which style really speaks to me most. For a while, I was really loving the Saint Laurent college bag, and I still think it's such a beautiful, beautiful bag. However, I have seen that it kind of wears over time to become slouchy and not the most pleasing of manners. I'm somebody who is not afraid of a slouchy bag, but I think when a bag is supposed to look quite structured, but then over time it slouches in kind of weird places, it can just age the bag and it just doesn't look as nice. So the college bag is one that I've really considered because I like the versatility of the top handle, and then also the shoulder strap crossbody that you can do with it. And then I really like that Saint Laurent logo. I think that's probably why that bag stands out, is kind of having that logo right there in the front, and that kind of gold color that they have that is so bold. So we'll see if that is one that I pick, but I do also think the classic styles from that house are like the envelope bags, and then the Kate bag. I think that both of those are quite classic bags from Saint Laurent, which are always to me more like evening bags. And I think I'm always kind of like, am I gonna do I go to enough evening kind of events where I would wear and need that bag? I have already so many clutch bags that I love. I just recently did a video on my Marc by Marc Jacobs Carly bag that I love so much to wear as kind of like my evening bags. And I already own several of those, so it's kind of like, do I really need another evening bag? I don't think I do that many formal functions to actually need that. But so I'm trying to, again, be mindful of my purchases, see not just what fits my looking at it and loving it, but what actually fits my daily lifestyle. And I think that's kind of where in the past I've run into trouble, where, you know, you kind of are buying for your fantasy self and not really buying for real life. And then that bag, it just ends up sitting on the shelf, not used. So I'm trying to be more conscious about that. So as much as gorgeous as I think the Fendi K bag and the Fendi envelope style bags are, it's just kind of like, is it going to get enough use? And then the other, Saint Laurent, and the other Saint Laurent bag that I think is also really beautiful and a classic style is the Sunset bag. That one too, I think is more of like an evening bag, but I think that one, unlike the Kate bag, can be more daytime and evening both, but it does seem like it's really structured, which I like, but I also wonder, is it too structured for me? I feel like the Saint Laurent college bag is kind of like the all-rounder, but just aware of it's what's been kind of getting me to whether I should, you know, make that on my official purchase list, not just a wish list, but like an actual purchase list. So I'm not sure, to be honest, which Saint Laurent bag I would want, but I think I would want one. And to be honest, like I mentioned, it's just influenced by probably a lot of the bags I've seen. I do think they're wonderful bags, but I think I need to think a little bit harder about which one I really like and which style I really want. So I've tried them all on in stores. I have. They're all beautiful. And I think for a while there, the college bag was speaking more to me than the other ones. But then as I've seen the wear on that, when I've looked on pre-love sites, I'm kind of now leaning more towards the more structured bags like the Sunset or the Cape. But I'm kind of wondering, am I going to get enough use out of them? So Saint Laurent bag is on the radar. Just again, not sure which one. And then the third fashion house I would love to get from is Hermes. This was on my wish list last year. I would love to get an Hermes Birkin. I think Birkin Kellys are just big out there right now. And obviously the price point of it is what kind of stops most people and is what definitely puts a pause to me at what the prices are I'm seeing right now. Pre-loved, and it's definitely difficult to just buy, you know, in store. I don't think I'm going to feel comfortable purchasing it at this current time unless some amazing deal, you know, pops up. It's just not one that I feel comfortable with, just because it's not even so much, you know, whether or not I can afford it. It's just whether I would feel comfortable to actually own it and wear it, because it just seems so crazy expensive to me, just because I am somebody who likes to be more mindful and feel more comfortable with the price that I'm spending to be able to wear it out if something were to, let's say, happen to it. So I love the Kelly and the Birkin more for just the history of it, for more just how classic it is and just how it's kind of like one of those timeless pieces. And I just feel like it is kind of, in a way, you know, one of the more pinnacle type bags to have in somebody who loves handbags, luxury handbags in their collection. It's not a requirement by any means. I think you can be completely without those bags and be perfectly happy and satisfied in your collection. And I also think when I actually wear it, you know, and that's the thing that also gives me pause as well, because if it'd be one thing if you spend, you know, a good amount of money on a bag and you're going to wear it time and time again every single day, truly love it. It's very functional, versatile, but when I think of the Birkin, it's only a top handle bag. It's quite classic and beautiful, but it's only a top handle bag. And I just know I'm not only top handle person. I need some other versatility to put it on my shoulder or a strap, just because I like to be hands-free most of the time. I don't always like to have the bag in my hand. So that's why, you know, it gives me pause to purchase that or look into it as, you know, seriously as I could if I was really interested, but I still, you know, look at it, and I think just the craftsmanship and the leathers and just the fact that it's also become quite popular now on social media makes me more interested to it. The Kelly I think is also beautiful, but when I look between the Kelly and the Fendi Peekaboo, which I think are both beautiful bags, I actually prefer the look of the Peekaboo. The Kelly is beautiful. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's beautiful, but if I take everything into account, the wearability, the price point, and then how it's made, I think the Peekaboo is really on par with it. And I think I like, from what I've heard from other people who've had the Kelly, that the Kelly can be difficult sometimes to get in and out of when you're wearing it, just because you got that kind of top flap, whereas the Peekaboo is more just that turn lock and getting straight in. And so I like that ease of it. But I think, again, the Hermes bags are both beautiful. Would one day love to have it, if nothing else, just to kind of have this special piece in my collection. But I do want to make sure it is one that I'm going to wear and it's going to fit into my lifestyle and that the price makes sense. And then the next fashion house I would love to own something from is Prada. Now, Prada, I think I would love to own something from, again, just because they're a brand that's been out there for a long, long time. I think they've been since like 1920s or so, really early 1900s. So they've been around for a long time, even earlier than some of the other more recent ones, like Saint Laurent or Fendi. So I would love to have something from there. I am not so big into like the Prada re-edition bags, like the shoulder bags or the nylon bags or the backpacks. I think they're really functional, but to me, they personally don't scream luxury, because if I were to go for a nylon bag, I honestly love my Longchamp bags so much that I would just be happy with those bags. So I think I would just be buying it just to have that logo in the front. And that's where anytime I find myself doing that I'm just buying a bag just because there's a logo stamped on the front, like kind of how like I feel like I'm doing with the Saint Laurent or what I would be doing with the Prada bags, I think that's not the right reason. I really want the bag more for how the overall bag looks, like if there wasn't a logo on it, because most of the time I don't like huge logos on bags. Sometimes I like them to be that kind of classic understated look, kind of like the Peekaboo is. You know, the Peekaboo doesn't say Fendi all large all over it. You know, somebody who doesn't know luxury handbags would not even know that that is a Peekaboo or Fendi bag. You know, it's a luxury bag. So I kind of like that understated look. So Prada, I feel like, you know, if right now I had to think of a bag I would want from there, I would probably want the rhinestone bags. There's a couple different versions. I'll try to pop the picture of the one that I'm thinking of, but I forget the name of it. But I always love sparkle, glitter, you know, rhinestones, anything sparkly always catches my attention. So I know I would love that bag, you know. And I think I'm somebody who's not afraid to wear something like that in the daytime and in the evening. So I think that would be just like a really versatile bag in that sense. So I think that would be a fun bag. Again, I don't think I need it. I think it would just be like a fun one to have. So that's the one that would be fun just to kind of, you know, wish for. And so lastly, the other handbag that I would want, which I'm not sure the specifics, it's more in the color category. I don't have like a kind of like a neutral pink bag that is like in a small size. I do have a Dusty Rose kind of large handbag in kind of one more for like a, you know, big tote bag. It's my Balenciaga bag, but I'm not wearing that right now, and it's too big for, you know, daily kind of use or when I'm dressed up. So I really would like a kind of like a light pink, maybe like a baby pink or a rose, or kind of like a dusky pink bag. I love the Lady Dior mini in that kind of dusky pink color, but I already own Lady Dior bag, and I just don't think I really want that one, but that one is a beautiful one. But that kind of similar color, I would probably even be okay with contemporary in that, because I'm not sure how much wear I would get out of it, but it is a color that I would love to add to my collection, just because I think it would go really well with my wardrobe that I have, because I wear lots of neutrals and whites and pinks and florals, and I think that would just be a really pretty bag. So kind of like this kind of pinky tones that I have on my shirt. I mean, if I had like a pink kind of bag with this, I think it would go really, really well. So whether it's like a pink kind of like that, or kind of, you know, more like along these lines, I think it would just be beautiful. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So yeah, I think those are the categories that I would say. So, you know, the 4 luxury houses that I don't own anything from, that's Fendi, Hermes, Saint Laurent, and Prada. I think it would be really exciting to own something from those. From Fendi, again, the Peekaboo, I know that's the one that I want, and that's probably the #1 bag that I want this year. And then from Prada, it would be fun to have like one of those rhinestone bags, but Again, if I get it at an amazing price, then I would, consider. I don't think I need it or want it as more as I do, for example, the Peekaboo. Hermes, just the lust for a Birkin or a Kelly. Not sure of the versatility or how it fits into my lifestyle, but of course you hear about the amazing quality and it's such like sought after bag, so it kind of makes me want that. And then also just a Saint Laurent bag, I think for the same reasons. It's so big on social media. I see it all the time, that it kind of makes me want to try it out for myself, but I'm not sure, which one. I mentioned the Sunset, the college bag, the Kate bag. I know people love like the Lulu bag or the puffer Lulu bags. I mean, those are beautiful too. So that one I'm kind of all over the place. I'm not sure where I would pull the trigger there. And then lastly, like I mentioned, a pink kind of bag or a light pink bag I think would be a nice color to add to my collection. So that is it. That is a roundup of my 2023 luxury handbag wish list. Let me know kind of what you guys are thinking as buying. Like, what are your top 3 items handbag wise that you're interested to purchase, or it could even be otherwise. I love fine jewelry and things, so sometimes I kind of have a wish list for that, but handbags is usually my #1 passion. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this was quite long, but it was just kind of me talking through my thoughts of, what I would like for this year. I hope you guys will go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below if you love what you see. Remember to stick around for the whole month of February for FeBAGuary, and I will see you in my next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye.